Hey, what's up, everyone? Yes, I am back, okay? I am back in my studio. I appreciate your patience. As many of you know, my wife has been preparing and has successfully defended her dissertation for Texas Tech. She's a PhD and JD now. And it means a big celebration, but most importantly, it means I can get my freaking office back. Okay? As many of you know, I'm AJ, your host of the Startup Junkie, and you can catch the Startup Junkie live show multi-streaming across Facebook, YouTube, Periscope / Twitter. And today I am coming to you with an update on the stimulus. Now, you have to forgive my cell phone for going off. The reason why is because I am waiting for a very important person to call in, or at least signal me that they're going to call in. But I'm not necessarily sure if they're going to make it because they are literally trying to take a plane, okay, to another state during the time of a pandemic. But hey, if you got to do it, you got to do it. So today, straight from the mouth of babes, you are going to hear a second stimulus package is not only needed, but is almost guaranteed. And I mean stimulus checks deposited into your account. However, there's a caveat. And the caveat is the timeline. Now, the timeline is, in my opinion, absolutely 100% ridiculous, but I am going to share with you this. So I want you to check this out, and you're going to be surprised who this is, but straight from the mouth of babes, here is your president of the United States talking about the next stimulus check. Check it out.
I have a lot of viewers in Florida, Ohio, Wisconsin, Michigan who are still struggling economically, sir. They spent all of that first stimulus check. Are you going to get them a second stimulus
Yeah, we
check?
are. We are. Look, we had this.
When are you going to get it?
We had this going better than anybody's ever seen before. We had the best job numbers, the best economics, the best economy we've ever had. And then we had the virus come in from China, and now we're rebuilding it again. We will be doing another stimulus package. It'll be very good. It'll be very generous. And
How much? How much? How much? People want to know.
You'll find out about it. You'll find out.
When are you going to do it? When are you going to announce it?
I think over the next, I think it's going to be bipartisan. I think it's going to be over the next couple of weeks, probably.
Okay, over the next couple of weeks. And it's going to be bipartisan. Well, if you know anything about what's going on in the government, we have a July break coming up, all right, for Congress. And we also have the HEROES Act, which is 800 plus pages of what they call a wish list, at least a wish list, which at least on the Senate side, the Republicans are calling it that, right? The HEROES Act passed on the House side, 800 plus pages, which addressed direct payments to families, monies for contact tracing, monies for Main Street lending, monies for hazard pay for all of those courageous individuals that basically are putting themselves on the line during this pandemic. That includes workers who work on any kind of supply chain, truckers, those people who are delivering food to your house, those people who are working at these big box stores or these big, huge wholesale stores such as Costco, as well as Sam's, where all you got to do is just pull up, pop your trunk, and they drop your stuff in the trunk. Yes, there's money in the bill, in the HEROES Act for that. But what is the timeline? Well, I'm going to let you know what Mr. Larry, almost wanted to call him something else, but I'm going to just let you hear what Larry Kudlow is saying about when we can anticipate at least talks on the next stimulus check. So check it out.
Larry, we hear reports that the administration would like to see a $2 trillion package that is followed up for additional support and stimulus. Where would that money be focused? What needs to happen? And there are a lot of questions because the $600 extra for unemployment that goes into people's paychecks will end at the end of July at this point.
Well, look, we're planning on this. We're having pretty much constant policy meetings. I'm going to go into one after we all talk. And I can't pinpoint a number. There's a lot of pre-decisional, shall we say, rumors or this and that. Nothing has been completely determined. I will say, as a generic matter, first of all, after the July recess, there is likely, highly likely, to discuss in the House, the Senate, and the administration some new plans for economic growth. Okay, there's probably, I saw a thing in the Journal today, there's almost certainly going to be a package. What's in the package, Becky, I don't want to predict. I will say this, things the president has talked about publicly, okay? He has talked about a payroll tax holiday for the workforce. He's occasionally talked about capital gains tax relief. If you buy something in the next 6 months, you'll be excluded from the capital gains for quite some time. There's a story about private equity in the newspapers today. He wants to help out with some form of tax relief, restaurants, entertainment, athletic contests, things of that sort. We want to help out the tourism business, which has been hurt very badly. We also want to reward people who are re-employing, that are going back to work. I think that's very important. We're also concerned about protecting liability insurance in COVID-19 cases for small business and everybody. There may be some targeted spending discussions going on between the three major bodies. All of this is up in the air. Those are things the president has said publicly, so I'm happy to relay them to you. No decisions have been made.
Okay, so there's so much to unpack there. Let's unpack it. Okay, let me take a swig of coffee. Like, I also noticed that I had all these people in the room while I was speaking, but the moment I started playing that video, then those numbers they started to fall. So I don't know if that's any kind of, I don't know if I can draw some type of correlation to why the numbers of people who are watching this video or watching this live stream actually fell when I started playing Larry Kudlow, which, by the way, many of you who don't know, he's the director of the United States National Economic Council. So basically, he is the man. Next to Kevin Hassett, he is the man that basically confers with the president, basically directs the president and tells the president what the president needs to know. And but let's just kind of break down what he said, all right? And now keep in mind, the HEROES Act that passed in the House, Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, that was sent over to the Senate, called for $3 trillion, okay? In the video clip I played for you, the president talked about, well, not the president, but Larry Kudlow talked about $2 trillion. So we're already $1 trillion off, all right? So you can best believe from that what the Democrats want, they're not getting. They're not getting everything that they want. But let's break down exactly what happened in Kudlow's interview with CNBC's Becky Quick, Squawk Box, which I absolutely 100% love that show. If you don't watch it, definitely start watching it. It comes on kind of early, 5 a.m. to, I think it's 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. And by the way, Andrew Ross Sorkin, one of the hosts on that show, is also one of the producers of one of my favorite shows on Showtime, Billions. All right, so if you haven't checked out Billions, you need to check out Billions. That's just a side note. But anyway, let's break down what Larry Kudlow said, okay? He said that we will not, when they come back from, they meaning Congress come back from July recess, then we'll start having talks, okay? Well, if they're coming back in July and they're going to start having talks, then it somewhat contradicts what the president was saying about in the next couple of weeks, we're going to really start getting into this, okay? They're not going to get into it because recess is happening, okay? And if you take also in consideration filibustering, possibly not even bringing a vote to the floor of the Senate, you're talking about, late July, June, July, August, early August, maybe we'll start hearing something about the actual second stimulus. Now, it is very clear that the president wants to send a second stimulus. Could it be that it is, and this is me just pondering upon the fact that this is an election season, all right? And maybe monies can influence people to vote against their interest, okay? And that's all I'm going to say about that. But just know that if we break down what Larry Kudlow is saying, we're not talking about until sometime late July, early August before Congress really starts to, dig their teeth into this thing and we'll start finding out something. However, the position of Chuck Schumer, as well as Nancy Pelosi, is the Americans don't have time to wait. Now, hold on, all my Republican friends out there, and all my right-wing friends that are saying, AJ, there you go again, leaning heavy and deep on the left or in favor of the left and twisting the narrative. No, my brothers and sisters, I am giving you the facts. This is the Startup Junkie Show, and any and all things that affect business and the economy I'm going to share with you. So, here we go. There's some other problems or some concerns that we have to be cognizant of as it relates to what Larry Kudlow said. One in particular point is that small business, meaning 500 employees or less, needs to be concerned with liability based on the current situation. So what does that mean? That means that if you get sick, even though you can't necessarily always trace, especially because, a lot of states are short of money in terms of contact tracing, having the money to actually hire those people, thousands upon thousands of people that needed for contact tracing around this country of COVID-19. Small businesses are afraid that if they open, there is a liability factor that will actually threaten to put them out of business if someone gets sick or claims that they got sick at their place of business. So that is the one thing that I think that Republicans as well as Democrats are going to come together on, providing some kind of protection for Main Street business, meaning the small business, okay? The next thing, let's break down what Larry Kudlow said. Larry Kudlow said any and everything that the president has publicly stated. Well, the president has publicly stated that he wants a next direct check to, in that interview, right? With a guy's name is Joe St. George, okay? And by the way, I provided a link to the actual video in this post, so you don't think I'm actually just making up some shit, okay? It's actually there. So what the president said is not what Larry Kudlow is saying. So whatever he said the president said publicly, that's not exactly how it's lining up. So what is my assessment of this whole situation? Because I'm not going to keep it long. I'm just going to keep it real, and I'm going to keep it strong. Strong in the sense that I've got a strong opinion about what is going on. Okay. Here is my opinion. My final analysis on this, based on what is going on and based on timelines. First prediction. There will be more direct stimulus checks directly to your account. How much will it be? We're not sure. Probably more along the lines of what it was before. It'll probably follow the same pattern, which, by the way, the first act was CARES Act 1, and the HEROES Act is also called, or some people, refer to it as CARES Act 2. Second thing, for all you people out there on unemployment, okay? And I've seen some of the unemployment numbers and how much you get off of unemployment insurance. It's absolutely ridiculous. In some of the southern states, people are only getting like $155 a week. But since the CARES Act passed, which was bipartisan, $600 was added on top of that. So that's like $155, like in Mississippi, $155 a week plus $600. That is, what? What's that? $755. That's going to go away at the end of July. That is going to go away at the end of July. So please understand that more people in some cases are making more money, and this is true, than they are making, they're making more money in unemployment than they are making, being at work. So Congress is also talking about, specifically on the Senate side, Republicans, that there needs to be some kind of incentive to go back to work. And I think the number that they threw out there was, $400 a week for like a couple of months or something like that. Don't quote me on that. I've covered it before, but so much stuff is going on. So many numbers are bouncing around. It's kind of hard to keep up with it. Okay. So first prediction, there will be a second stimulus package. We don't know what the amount will be. Second prediction, you can best believe they're not going to extend the extra $600 a week. The extra $600 a week for unemployment insurance on top of whatever you would normally get. They're not gonna approve that after July 31st. Democrats wanted to have it through the end of the year. Republicans are saying no. Republicans basically got the votes in the Senate, and basically how it happens for all the people who, didn't watch Schoolhouse Rock. I'm just a bill. Yes, I'm only a bill. And I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill. You know what I'm talking about, right? So basically a bill goes from the House. They pass it in the House, goes to the Senate. The Senate passes it. It goes to the president's desk. The president signs it, or the president vetoes it, okay? And then that's how laws get enacted, okay? So, third prediction. It will not be until late July, early August that we actually find out when and how much that, the next direct payments. But again, because it is an election season, the direct payments will happen. Believe me when I say that. They're going to happen. They're freaking going to happen, man. They're freaking going to happen, all right? So, what should you be doing right now? Okay, well, first, if depending on the city you're in, like I'm in Houston, right? We're in Texas. We have a spike in the current situation. You know what that is? There is a mask ordinance where you can be fined $1,000 for not wearing a mask, and you are required to wear a mask in buildings, in restaurants. If you're just picking up food, it's a requirement here. In fact, my office, the people that manage our office actually emailed all of the tenants and said, hey, you can't come in here without a mask. Well, guess what? I'm not coming in there anyway because we're a technology company and I can do business from wherever. All right? So, again, what should you be doing? One, I think any and every person out there that may have found himself furloughed, you should probably write your congressperson, contact your congressperson, and tell them to get their shit together, okay? That you guys need relief now, and you need an extension on the $600 on top of whatever it is you're getting. Now, good luck if you're a Republican getting that passed. If you happen to be a Republican, the 40 plus whatever million people that were unemployed or filed for jobless claims, you can best believe they're all not Democrats, okay? And wait a minute, my friends who are on the right, this is AJ, not promoting a right or left thing. I'm just simply stating the facts of what's going on in Congress, okay? Reach out to your congressperson. The second thing you should do is you really need to start thinking about creating your own business, whether you call it a side hustle, something that can generate income, okay? Something can generate income. We held a whole $1,000 Business Challenge webinar. We had 53 people show up. It was fantastic. And we'll be holding something like that soon. But we also have some paid things that we're holding. Some technology stacking seminars that are coming up for all you business owners out there who just don't have the resources to go out and hire a bunch of people to do work for you where you can do it yourself. We'll be releasing those courses very soon. Now, the third thing, 1, 2, 3, this may be 4, I don't know. But anyway, here's my final recommendation to everyone out there. Really start watching your spending. I swear to you, and I did a video about this where I'd spend thousands of dollars on freaking Amazon in ordering from Sam's and just how the money, it just disappeared. It just disappeared. It disappeared. No, it didn't disappear. It went into the pockets of companies that are prepared to do business in this environment, and primarily they're tech companies, okay? Or companies that make it easy for consumers to consume their products. All right? So, I'm your host of the Startup Junkie, AJ. Be sure to like and share this post. Definitely share this post because I need you to share what's going on. See the video inside of this post where President Trump is talking about, yes, another stimulus package, direct checks are coming. So definitely please share it, okay? Share it because people just like you, just like me, need to be in the know. I don't believe that there are any, all right? I don't believe that there are any people that are not smart, okay? I just believe that people are ill-informed or not informed at all. So please share this, and also be sure to check out the Startup Junkie Live, multi-streaming across YouTube, Facebook, Twitter/Periscope, and be sure to check out the Startup Junkie Live podcast on Apple, iTunes, Spotify, TuneIn, as well as iHeart Media. I'm AJ, your host of the Startup Junkie, and I am 100% out. So take care, y'all.